Good evening, everyone. Let's try it again. Good evening, everyone. All right, you're out there. Great. All right, before we begin, we ask that you refrain from taking pictures during the ceremony. Let's just be in the moment with Brian and Maxine. And while you're at it, maybe silence your phones and devices. We just don't want anything going off while we're going through the ceremony. You can even put it in airplane mode if you want to be safe. All right, let's begin. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Diane Garcia, and I had the absolute pleasure of meeting Maxine at an aerial arts class in Portland. It's a special kind of place where people practice circus acts, like you see in Cirque du Soleil. Aerial sports can be a lot of fun, as it's not only physically challenging, but it's really a mental puzzle as you learn to control your medium, whether it be a silk, which is my favorite, or a trapeze, which Maxine prefers. At the time, I lived in the wonderful Sellwood neighborhood in Portland, which some of you may know comes with a built-in perk. You get to hang out and meet amazing people like Maxine and Brian. One day after an aerial class, I offered Maxine a ride home when I overheard that she too lived in Sellwood. The decision turned out to be life-changing. Our friendship blossomed over a shared love of good food, drinks, and especially over creating hierarchy lists of our favorite things. Some of these lists include our favorite Smith tea flavors, our top 3 spices that we take on a desert island. We agreed salt would be separate, or counted separately, and the best restaurants in Portland, the answer being Dar es Salaam, Kachka, and PDX Sliders. But I think what really sealed the deal of a lifelong friendship was at the start of the pandemic, we implemented the soup on the stoop protocol, where we leave each other different treats outside our doorsteps as we cook to starve off boredom from extended weeks of the quarantine. I think it all started with a bowl of butternut squash soup. But enough about our love story. Pre-COVID, my husband Paul and I got to know Brian at the Arugularium, R.I.P. Arugularium. There we enjoyed yummy crepes together and I got a sense of really who Brian was. Aside from Brian's love of chocolate, he's incredibly crafty. He's built Maxine many wonderful things over the years, including a really awesome coat rack, stairs for their cat Perdita, cat trees for both their cats Perdita and Elam, an epic multi-level wall plant holder, which is in their living room. If you haven't seen it, it's very epic. Her engagement gift, which is a silver calla lily pendant. It's beautiful. Plus, Maxine once made an air purifier that saved Maxine's life during the great Portland smoke out of 2020. For those of you who weren't there, it was pretty awful, but we made it through. Oh, and Brian's also an excellent photographer, as evidenced by engagement photos he took of my husband and I during our engagement and wedding. I've always known Brian to be patient, kind, and funny, and you have the good sense to join Maxine in her culinary adventures. Now, how did these two amazing people end up here today? Well, it wasn't because they needed saving. Instead, these two have built a wonderful life together filled with travel, delicious meals, family, and a constant stream of friends around them. In fact, Brian and Maxine have a gravitational pull. They're regularly at the center of various meetups, most which involve food, chocolate, and alcohol. So no wonder why people love being around them. But today they've pulled us all here because they've chosen to take their commitment to a whole new level. They're not here because marriage magically changes anything, but because they want to shout their love from the mountaintops. or maybe just from this beautiful venue in Oregon. Brian, Maxine, marriage wasn't invented for everyone, but it was invented for couples like you. Two fun-loving, adventurous, sweet souls who have already built a beautiful home together, as Perdita and Elam can attest. This marriage is just the official stamp on a love story that's been in the making for over a decade. Thank you for allowing all of us to bear witness to your union today. I've only known a world with you two as a couple, and that's the world I want to be in. And now we'll have a reading by Jennifer Ferris from the book, The Little Prince. Jennifer, if you can come up.
It happened that after walking for a long time through sand and rocks and snow, the little prince at last came upon a road, and all roads lead to the abodes of men. "Good morning," he said. He was standing before a garden all abloom with roses. "Good morning," said the roses. The little prince gazed at them. They all looked like his flower. "Who are you?" he demanded, thunderstruck. "We are roses," the roses said. And he was overcome with sadness. His flower had told him that she was the only one of her kind in all the universe. And here were 5,000 of them, all alike in one single garden. "I thought I was rich, with a flower that was unique in all the world, and all I had was a common rose." And he lay down on the grass and cried. It was then that the fox appeared. "Good morning," said the fox. "Good morning," the little prince responded politely, although when he turned around he saw nothing. "I am right here," the voice said, "under the apple tree." "Who are you?" asked the little prince, and added, "You are very pretty to look at." "I am a fox," the fox said. "Come and play with me," proposed the little prince. "I am so unhappy." "I cannot play with you," the fox said. "I am not tamed." "Ah, please excuse me," said the little prince. But after some thought he added, "What does that mean, tame?" "It is an act too often neglected," said the fox. "It means to establish ties." "To establish ties?" "Just that," said the fox. "To me, you are still nothing more than a little boy who is just like 100,000 other little boys, and I have no need of you. And you, on your part, have no need of me. To you, I am nothing more than a fox, like 100,000 other foxes. But if you tame me, then we shall need each other. To me, you will be unique in all the world. To you, I shall be unique in all the world." "I am beginning to understand," said the little prince. "There is a flower. I think that she has tamed me." "It is possible," said the fox. "My life is very monotonous. I hunt chickens, men hunt me. All the chickens are just alike, and all the men are just alike. And in consequence, I am a little bored. But if you tame me, it will be as if the sun came to shine on my life. I shall know the sound of a step that will be different from all the others. Other steps send me hurrying back underneath the ground. Yours will call me like music out of my burrow. And then look, you see the grain fields down yonder? I do not eat bread. Wheat is of no use to me. The wheat fields have nothing to say to me, and that is sad. But you have hair that is the color of gold. Think how wonderful that will be when you have tamed me. The grain, which is also golden, will bring me back the thought of you, and I shall love to listen to the wind in the wheat." The fox gazed at the little prince for a long time. "Please, tame me," he said. "I want to very much," the little prince replied, "but I have not much time. I have friends to discover and a great many things to understand." "One only understands the things that one tames," said the fox. "Men have no more time to understand anything. They buy things already made at the shops. But there is no shop anywhere where one can buy friendship, and so men have no friends anymore. If you want a friend, tame me." "What must I do to tame you?" asked the little prince. "You must be very patient," replied the fox. "First you will sit down at a little distance from me, like that, in the grass. I shall look at you out of the corner of my eye, and you will say nothing. Words are the source of misunderstandings, but you will sit a little closer to me every day." So the little prince tamed the fox, And when the hour of his departure drew near, "Ah," said the fox, "I shall cry." "It is your own fault," said the little prince. "I never wished you any sort of harm, but you wanted me to tame you." "Yes, that is so," said the fox. "But now you are going to cry," said the little prince. "Yes, that is so," said the fox. "Then it has done you no good at all." "It has done me good," said the fox, "because of the color of the wheat fields." And then he added, "Go and look again at the roses. You will understand now that yours is unique in all the world. Then come back to say goodbye to me, and I will make you a present of a secret." The little prince went away to look again at the roses. "You are not at all like my rose," he said. "As yet you are nothing. No one has tamed you, and you have tamed no one. You are like my fox when I first knew him. He was only a fox like 100,000 other foxes. But I have made him my friend, and now he is unique in all the world." And the roses were very much embarrassed. "You are beautiful, but you are empty," he went on. "One could not die for you. To be sure, an ordinary passerby would think that my rose looked just like you, the rose that belongs to me. But in herself alone, she is more important than all the hundreds of you other roses, because it is she that I have watered, because it is she that I have put under the glass globe, because it is she that I have sheltered behind the screen, because it is she that I have listened to when she grumbled or boasted, or ever sometimes when she said nothing, because she is my rose." And he went back to meet the fox. "Goodbye," he said. "Goodbye," said the fox. "And now here is my secret, a very simple secret. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye." "What is essential is invisible to the eye," the little prince repeated, so that he would be sure to remember. "It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important." "It is the time I have wasted for my rose," said the little prince, so that he would be sure to remember. "Men have forgotten this truth," said the fox, "but you must not forget it. You become responsible forever for what you have tamed. You are responsible for your rose." "I am responsible for my rose," the little prince repeated, so that he would be sure to remember.
Thank you, Jennifer. We come now to the words that Brian and Maxine want to hear the most today, the words that will unite them as husband and wife. Brian, Maxine, look at one another, take hands, and remember this moment in time as you share the vows you have written for one another.
Brian, when we met almost 13 years ago, I don't think either of us ever imagined we'd end up here today. But the fact that we have has been the biggest blessing of my life. They say it takes hard work to make a relationship succeed, but I don't know if that's really true, because with you, everything has always felt so effortless and natural. From the very beginning, you've helped me without patronizing me, encouraged me without pushing me, and cared for me without smothering me. You've helped me to see myself the way you see me. And now I vow to do the same for you, to love you, encourage you, and to be your biggest cheerleader, always there to remind you of just how truly awesome you are. I promise to make the chocolate brownies you love whenever you want, but also to always make your lunch salad so that you'll live forever. Because there must be balance in the Force. See, that's how much I love you. I put in a Star Wars reference.
Maxine, I have been madly in love with you from the very beginning, and all I've wanted to do since then is to help you be happy. Being close to you feels amazing, and I never dreamed it could be this good. You are my love, and always will be. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you and go on countless adventures and experiences with you. I promise to love, adore, and cherish you, to support you, encourage you, and always be there for you. I promise to live forever, follow all of your systems, hear and obey, and heed your commands.
In lieu of exchanging rings, Brian and Maxine have decided to sign their marriage license in front of everyone gathered here today as a symbol of their commitment to one another. Just as we all have been a part of their lives, so too we are all witnesses to this special moment. And as an acknowledgement to this important role we all equally share, 2 individuals will be selected to come up and add their names as the legal witnesses to make this marriage official. All right. Andrew, please come up.
I didn't even get a bribe from him. He said he was going to.
Yeah, please. Okay, you're going to
You have to print.
you're going to print your name, okay? You're not going to sign your name. Right here.
Where it says signature.
Yeah.
Do they need the middle?
Whatever's on your driver's license.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, name number 2. Marie. All right, Marie.
Okay, you have to print.
You're going to
You're not actually signing.
This is really fun. I love this.
No, you're right.
Yeah, she's right.
Don't invalidate our. I was like, ooh, high stakes.
Yay. All right. And now, by the power vested in me by the internet, I pronounce you husband and wife. You may seal it with a kiss. All right, just a few quick things as we wrap up. Right after this, Maxine and Brian will be heading to the bar inside for a drink, and then over to the bridal park, which is across the parking lot here, to enjoy some hors d'oeuvres and some very special aerial performances. So please join them. Just be sure to enter on the far entrance. That's not where the cone is. There's an entrance over here on the left-hand side. On behalf of Brian and Maxine, thank you so much for coming. Are you all ready to party hard to celebrate? All right, please stand with me. It is my honor to present to you for the first time as husband and wife, Brian and Maxine.